The quote I chose today was, "The way I see it, if you want to see the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain," by Dolly Parton. I will be covering this quote in three main points. How we must persevere, and how perseverance is necessary to our lives. How influential change can take much longer than we'd often like. And finally, how oftentimes we must still take part in the things we wish to change. Back to my first point, perseverance. Perseverance is the act of pushing through. It is the art of doing things even when we want to quit. It is pushing through the hardship onto the other side, much like pushing through the rain to see the beautiful rainbow. Perseverance is a necessary skill that we must all learn in order to become well-adjusted people. Because if we just give up when we first face hardship, well, our lives will crumble and we'll never get anything done. I personally have struggled with perseverance in, well, my speech and debate career. When I was a freshman doing speech and debate, I wasn't very good. I never made any particularly brilliant strokes, but I stuck with it. I kept working each and every meet, and now this year, I'm doing better than ever, being one of the best in my state at my event. This is my personal journey with perseverance. On to my second point, how often big changes can take much longer than we'd like. Oftentimes, change takes time. It can't be an instantaneous switch. So we have to wait it out. We have to wait through the rain even when we don't want to, in order to see that beautiful rainbow. A perfect example of this is the Great Wall of China. Something so massive and a giant task couldn't just happen overnight. It actually took 200 years for the Great Wall of China to finish construction. But the people of China still persevered. They kept working through it and they put up with all the muck to have a beautiful wall at the end of it. Just like when you put up with the rain to get to the rainbow. If you wait, good things will come. And on to my third and final point, how we must often take part in systems we wish to change. You see, just because we do not like a system or a thing and we want to change it, we work to change it, it doesn't mean it does. Sometimes we must still do the things we wish to change and stop. A perfect example of this is those who critique capitalism. It is the system that is widely used throughout the world. About 90% of countries use capitalism. And oftentimes, certain people will criticize it, saying that certain people of upper classes abuse the working class, and they would like to see that changed. But people say, well, you critique capitalism, but you take part in it. Isn't that a little curious? Well, sadly, people who do not like it still must. Otherwise, they will miss out on vital things like healthcare or food. While you may not like a system often, sadly, you still have to participate in it. While you might not like the rain, you have to stay in the rain and let it happen in order to one day work to see that rainbow. Just because something is the way it is then, doesn't mean it won't be in the future. But in the meantime, you must work through it. The 3 points I covered today were perseverance and its effect on my own life, how we often have to wait for big changes and beautiful changes to come, and finally, how we often have to participate in the things we wish to change. If there's one thing you take away from this speech, let it be this. Do not stop doing something because it is hard. Push through it, because on the other side is a beautiful rainbow. Thank you.